Okay, so this might work. So this is kind of the size chicken wire basket that I make to protect roughly 1 gallon containers. You want them to be a decent amount bigger so that you're not making it really hard to plant the plant, and also so that they can kind of spread out and grow fairly easily. So the way that I make kind of that standard size, so I imagine most people will be doing the gallon size containers, is I'll just cut a strip of chicken wire out of, this is like, let's see, I'm gonna guess that this is 3-foot chicken wire, and it's the 1-inch hole stuff. So I'll just cut a strip of it using dikes, which are a great investment, but you can use any sort of wire cutters. Those are just the easiest way to go. And then I'll just go ahead and fold this in half. So I've probably cut it maybe 16 inch long strip, and then it's a 3-foot long piece. And then, see, and then I'll just use my fingers. Probably want to use gloves to do this because galvanized wire can be really hard on your hands. And I'll just kind of twist these guys together like that. And I'll just do that all the way along both sides. And then once I've got that done, I'll go ahead and kind of squish it so it's nice and round. And then I'll fold these corners up. For the larger ones, so this guy is for a 5-gallon container. And I just cut, I'm gonna guess a 3-foot or 3 to 4 foot section, like a piece out of the roll. And then I just bent it around, and then I only had to stitch this side together with that same technique. But for the bottom, so you can see, I had to squish the bottom together and then kind of like a whip stitch when you're sewing, sew it together. So you would do it. I'll just show you with, don't close the top up too, unless you've already got the plant in and you want to protect it. So you'd put them together like that, and then I just use a piece of wire and basically stitch it together. And then you've got a nice big basket. So you can kind of do a couple different strategies. I also did, here's this guy. Okay, so this guy is also for a 1 to 2 gallon container, but you can see that it's long. So it's the same strategy that I used for the 5-gallon guy. But the reason that I did it this way is that I'm gonna put trees in this kind of basket that things like to eat. So once I've got it planted in the ground, then I am gonna close up the top and I'm gonna stitch it closed. And then once the tree is outgrowing this, then I'll open it up. And once it starts outgrowing the diameter, then I'm gonna cut the wire down probably a couple inches above the ground so that the tree can properly spread out. So you have to really keep an eye on things that you're putting in baskets like this because you don't know how quickly they're gonna grow. But this is a great strategy if you have a lot of issues with gophers, or if you just have a plant that's special to you. Theoretically, if you're watering enough, this cage is going to rust away within a few years. So basically you're just giving the tree or shrub or flowers or whatever kind of a head start on getting their roots established before gophers become a problem. But there's of course no guarantee with gophers. I know people who have lost full-size trees in bad years because the gophers have come and eaten all of the roots. So that's how to make kind of simple, easy gopher baskets. It's a lot cheaper to do it that way than to go to the store and buy the individual baskets. So that would definitely be what I would suggest, but they do make gopher baskets that you can buy online. Usually they have an open bottom though. there are certainly, I mean, and you can leave these baskets open too. That's certainly an option. The suggestion is that you go down roughly 18 inches if you're going to leave an open bottom, but my experience has been that a determined gopher is going to go under that. I also, when I plant, I usually leave 3 or 4 inches sticking up because gophers can pop out of the ground and go in, and there's a chance that they'll still climb over it. So just keep that in mind. If you have a really bad gopher problem, you might want to do the strategy with the long one where you can close the top. And then hopefully that'll keep them at bay for long enough for the plant to really get established. But gophers are just an ongoing struggle. Alright, so there's the gopher basket in the hole. And then we'll go ahead and put the plant in.